Today we're going to be making these super quick and easy fabric bolt holders. Alright, so what you need is a ruler, obviously some poster boards, and then you need something sharp to cut those poster boards with. I'm using an X-Acto knife, which worked fine. I did have to cut both sides, but anything sharp works. We're going to start with measuring out how long we want our fabric bolts to be. So I'm making mine 12 inches. That's going to be the height of your poster boards. So I'm just making incisions so I know where to cut when I go back around and cut that entire poster board just down the line. You can make it whatever size you want. This is dependent on how you fold your fabric. So usually at the store they'll fold it to be 12 or actually 11.5 inches tall, but it really just depends on how you fold your fabric and how tall you want them to be. You actually don't even have to fold it in half like I did, but I thought shorter ones would be easier just to throw on the shelf. So right now I'm just cutting them 12 inches tall. A couple things about me since this is my first video. Hi, my name's AJ. I'm 21. I currently live in the state of Delaware. My place of birth was Texas. I grew up in California, and I spent my early adulthood in Washington, which I eventually plan to move back. So my channel is called The Spooky Mama. So yes, of course, I am a mom. This is my first-time mom currently. I have no idea if that's ever gonna change, but stick along and we'll find out together. I like all things spooky. Halloween is my favorite holiday. I actually got married on Halloween. I don't know if that's dorky or not, but I don't care because I married the man I love on my favorite day, and it was just amazing. So my intention with this channel is to just be me, and I call myself a jack of all trades, and I would just like to do a whole bunch of things. I don't have a specific niche, so you'll just see a whole bunch of different things, and hopefully I just build a community of like-minded people that are just kind of interested in a whole bunch of different things. My main hobbies right now are definitely sewing, so you'll see a lot of fabric DIYs and hopefully some fabric patterns that we come up with. That would be super awesome for the future. But I'm also a mom. I love any baby DIYs, any home renovations, or anything like that you're gonna see, and of course, everything spooky. So going back to our DIY, the boards that we just cut, we're actually gonna go back and cut them again. So now we want to make sure that our height is going to be that 12 inches. So here I am measuring. I'm actually really not measuring. I'm just cutting them in half and eyeballing it using the ruler to create a straight edge. You can cut it to whatever width you want, however thick you want your boards to be. Here I'm cutting it in half, but I actually ended up cutting those halves in halves. So that ended up being 5 inches width for me. You won't see the halves until the end, but when I show you that, I actually ended up cutting everything back in half again, so that's what I preferred, but I also like these thick ones just for that thick fabric. So you're just going to keep going at these boards. I'm going to speed it up because it's just the same thing over and I don't want to bore you. And then I'll come back when we are ready. Oh, we're done. Just kidding. All right, we're done. So with those boards, we're going to start rolling our fabric on it. It's super easy. You're just rolling your fabric onto that piece of cardboard, and you're just going to pin the end. So right here, I'm just making sure that it's tight, and you kind of want your flap to just be in the middle so that it's the most secure, so it's not on the edge. If yours does go over, you can just fold it over and pin it, and it shouldn't be a problem. So this is basically the DIY. Look how pretty this fabric is, and it looks so good displayed on the fabric bolt. I am super excited to put these up and just see all my pretty little fabrics. So I'm just gonna keep doing this over and over. I kind of just want to show off all my pretty fabric, so I'm gonna let it play with some music in the back. Take a look. I am super excited it's coming together, and I cannot wait to be looking at this on my shelf. Okay, so when I cut the poster board, I ended up with these really thin boards, and this is actually what I meant by I cut my boards in half. And I actually like this because they were so much more slimmer, so I was actually able to double the amount of fabric bolts that I made. I didn't measure them, I just lined them up to how tall my fabric was folded, and I just cut. So yeah, it doesn't really take much measurement. I just kind of eyeballed it. But you can see I'm just continuing my process of rolling out fabric and pinning both sides to really secure it. With those pieces that we just cut up, I'm cutting them into even smaller pieces. And with these smaller pieces, I'm actually going to be wrapping my elastic that I have over them, just like you see now. You can do this with any other smaller kind of trim or elastic that you have. So I'm just pinning it together like I would with the fabric bolt, and I have something super simple to just hold that elastic all together so that it doesn't get tangled and ruin it. Here I'm doing it with my black elastic. I'm actually wrapping 2 on here because I have 6 yards of it total, which is a lot. But that is it. We've made some super simple fabric bolt holders and even for elastic. So if you like this video, go ahead and like and follow.